Soul Leveling dropped maybe a top 3, top 5 scene at worst in this show's run. There was some speculation amongst the fandom last week on how he was gonna save her. And the big one was, well, we'll just bring the Black Ant back. I'm sure he's got some abilities. I saw a handful, but it was very much a vocal minority. Or like, what if he revives the healer? Here's the thing. JinWoo has brought people back. He's killed people and then made them into his soldiers. But that's a different situation than in front of a group saying, sit tight. Daddy's gonna bring your pal back from the dead, but not like he's just, his body's, no, like I'm going to turn him into a personal plaything. Even if there's noble intentions, you're dealing with a group that's already confused as hell on what you are, and now you're raising the dead. Even if it is to heal, like, it could have went very poorly. And given this show's constantly been, touching upon, is JinWoo losing part of his humanity the more he gets deeper in this system? When the system forces him to take a life and, you see him break ever so slightly. But what they ended up doing was they made a scene so powerful that at face value you think this is going to be the moment that defines JinWoo is no longer human. And what do they do instead? They prove that he is, in fact, still very human. He raises the healer from the dead. This has to be this would have been one of his most crucial allies going forward if he kept it. The healer was built different in this shadow form. But the idea of this man coming over, grabbing him, which flashback to the last time, he gave him death glares. And when he takes his hand off, I'm like, oh shit, here we go. And he's like, hey, listen, bro. Last time you were intimidating. But this time you actually came here with sincerity. I agree. I shouldn't keep this. He did his job. He wanted to save a friend. I'll let him pass on. That whole scene, it frustrates me partially because with how large the soul leveling fandom is now, there's always going to be like some monkey brains that will have a very vocal minority of being like, if it ain't action, monkey don't like. But the thing is soul leveling legitimately is good with characters? I'm not saying it's the pinnacle of characterization in anime, no. But it legitimately knows what it's doing, and I think that moment reinforcing that our boy is without a doubt still human. And just that fact that he cared, like he didn't have to, he could have said, I don't give a shit, I'm gonna keep them because he's strong. I just think that's a top 3, top 5 moment of this show today. I really do. I think it was that good. Of course, if you want to support my work though, see my full thoughts on this soul leveling greatness. We got the Patreon, full and cut live reactions over there exclusively. So, no season 3 announcement just yet. We will get it. It's basically rumored. Like, the current rumor that's been floating around for a hot minute is 5 seasons in a movie, is like the game plan or something like that. But I think it's the director, it's one of the key staff members, is currently going to be working on another project. This doesn't mean soul leveling's done, it's just like that's currently the focus, and then they'll shift back. Because you have to remember, season 1 and 2 was a simultaneous production. Actually, season 2 was supposed to come out earlier than it ended up coming out. So yeah, it will be a bit more of a gap between seasons 1 and 2 than it will with seasons 2 and 3, but at the end of the day, we are going to get a season 3. Like, it's... Do you see how popular... It's like arguing Attack on Titan wasn't going to get a full adaptation. It will. The thing is there's going to be discussion, I'm sure, that people will say this wasn't as exciting of a finale as it could have been if we would have had, like, last week's episode. No, it's like, we had the at face value action excitement already. We didn't need more of that. We didn't. What we needed was the epilogue of this arc. And we kind of entered a shift in the world narrative. JinWoo, of course, can no longer hide. I mean, he was broadcasted to the world. Like, people know he built different. Thankfully, they didn't see him raise a human back from the dead to heal another human, but still, the man's built different. And I like how rather than it being the world collectively being like, from now on, he's always going to have to go on every mission, he himself is choosing to do that seemingly. So there's obviously the people who are like, if he would have been there from the beginning, we probably would have lost no one, or very few. Then there's others saying without him, we wouldn't have saved anyone, right? And the guild master and everyone, like, they're all relatively supportive, like, hey, without you, we would have been screwed. But you can tell from his comments and his, his mannerisms, he's like, I should have been there from the start. And there was some weird comments a couple episodes back. Why didn't he just go right away? It was an S-rank mission that a bunch of S-ranks went to. He didn't think he needed to be there. And if he did have to go there, well, he has the teleport to do so. After seeing them lose a decent amount of talented people, it feels like he's now going to be the type of guy that, whether it's a simple B-rank gate that's in front of him, turns into a red gate, mind you, but still, like, he's like, I have to do it, right? He's very much being thrown into these situations in a pretty real way. Like, he started out as a nobody. His goal was then to save his mom. Well, he saved his mom, so he's going to chill with his family unless he has to do, because oh shit, ants are going to come and kill my mom? Yeah, then I'll get involved. He's now reached this full circle moment where he's like, I'm stronger than everyone. Like, I get it now. Like, I have to be the one to I have to lead the charge. And they're hinting at him building his own guild, which I think makes the most sense. Like, do you really see JinWoo at this point working for someone else, or should he build his own situation? Like, makes a lot of sense. And I think the way they actually ended this, like the final shots of just summoning every damn shadow, the ants, the bears, the everything, and just seeing how he goes in. Like, I thought what they were implying as soon as he walked in was that he was just gonna walk out. No, it turns into a red gate. And to be honest, the like Aztec warrior things that he was fighting, they looked cool. It's kind of a shame that, you know, they are just like a blink and you miss it enemy. But still, like, he had that riz, he had that aura, and he'd been aura farming this whole damn season. I'm just happy that he did at least get to keep the ant, which he ends up naming Baru, who actually talks, which is really cool. And I think while you didn't need to make any of his shadows be able to like straight up talk with him, I think it does add for a lot more interesting moments in future arcs and seasons, having at least one that can. And I mean, he's seemingly the strongest one we got on our squad right now, and honestly, I'm just excited to see what they're going to do going forward. There's a lot of potential. You're not going to look at the side cast and all of them and say, damn, this is the best side cast I've ever seen in anime. But given how I've heard nothing but, like, most people didn't give a shit about the side casts if they weren't interacting with JinWoo, or like the fact that they wouldn't focus on the side cast if JinWoo wasn't on screen in the manhwa. I've always said it since season 1. You can go back to any of the videos that I've done in this show, and I've said this, like, I legitimately enjoy watching other characters. They're not as enjoyable as JinWoo, but they do a good enough job that it doesn't just feel like, oh, like, they're mindless placeholders to worship our boy or get killed. Like, they did a good job. I just feel like there's and I don't think it's because it's like the mass opinion. I just think this show has such an insane viewership that a lot of dumb voices get like, it's almost like a parrot just repeating really dumb talking points that the side cast is mid. If it ain't action, it's mid. My mother doesn't love me. What do you say? Don't worry about that. It's just like, there's some dumbass opinions, okay? But as a whole, I think this show could have just been a shonen action slop fest. And instead, it had banger action, but the journey of JinWoo, like, what did I say? The best moment of this show, period, was when he woke his mother up. That wasn't action. That was characterization. Fantastic season. 10 out of 10, even better than season 1, and honestly, they can cook as long as they need to for season 3, and you bet your ass I'll be seated. Thoughts down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course, ring that bell, and like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, let's give you a video shout out. Alright, so today we got Spectra, Monsi7, Buonake, Monica Lazuria, Jesse Kent, Kyle Kolchuk, Hunter D. Lupin, Cosmo Neto 140, Zeno, Michael Goodley, and we also have Yuki Ali. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You all have a good one.